Hi, I'm Syndia. Today I'm going to show you in the simplest way possible everything you need to know about mixing colors. The first thing to memorize are the primary colors, red, blue, yellow. And to mix pretty much any colors you want, all you need are the primary colors, blue, red, yellow, plus white and black. From here, it's pretty easy. You mix the primary colors together to get all the other colors. Yellow and blue will give you green. If you put in a lot of yellow, you'll get more of a lime green and a lighter shade. If you add tons of blue, you'll get more of a teal turquoise color. By adding a lot of white to any shade, you'll transform it into a pastel color. To get a more muted color, you could do it two ways. The first way is to add some black. Just a little black will mute the color. If you had a lot of black, it will turn more on the gray side. You can also mute or dim that shade by using the third primary color that you haven't used in that mix. So for green, we've used blue and yellow. So red will be added in a small amount to get a more muted shade. And it's very good to know how to mute colors because in your composition, whatever objects you want to appear farther, you will want to use more muted shades, and whatever you want a focus on or to appear closer, you would want a more vivid color. The same principle applies to purples. By mixing red and blue, you get purple. By adding a little black or that third primary color shade, in this case yellow, it would give you a more muted shade. For orange, you mix yellow and red. But what happens if we use all three primary colors in the same quantity? It turns brown. You can get different shades of brown. That's really up to you. You can have it lean towards green or yellow or more red or purplish brown. If you add black to that shade of brown, it will make it a lot more cooler. You can also add a bunch of white to get different shades of beige, but it all comes down to those three primary colors, red, yellow, blue, and whatever shade you want, you can lean towards those three primary roots by having more of that color in your mix. When you buy acrylic paint, you'll see that there are different pigments, as in different pigment names. There's cadmium yellow, there's azo yellow, hensa yellow, and each different yellow might give you a different green depending on what blue you choose to mix it with. There's a lot to explore. You can certainly do that if you're curious, but I suggest you keep things very simple. I love LIQUITEX paint. I recommend that you buy a light cadmium-free yellow, a medium cadmium-free red, a cobalt blue, a Mars black, and a titanium white. Those colors are classics, they will serve you well, and you can explore a lot with those 5 colors. It might seem like a lot, but it really isn't. All you have to remember is to memorize the 3 primary colors, red, blue, yellow. From there, once you have those memorized, everything kind of makes sense. So the 3 primary colors are the one thing to remember. In all of the things that I mentioned, I think it's important to keep things simple. I recommend that you delve into maybe 1 or 2 colors that you feel very passionate about. Kind of like Picasso when he had his blue period. Maybe there's like 1 shade of blue that you just love, and I would really delve into that and explore it in your composition instead of worrying about learning everything and knowing all the super technical stuff. Sometimes I get caught up in buying new materials and get very excited about having a bunch of tubes of colors, but the experience of creating is a lot more rewarding than the technical stuff. If your favorite color is a super vivid turquoise or purple, I suggest that you buy it already mixed, just because those vivid shades are really hard to get by mixing them yourself. On the one hand, I feel it's best not to buy 55 tubes of paint to start with. The 5 basic I mentioned are all you need, and they're the best way to learn how to mix your own colors. But on the flip side, if you really love a specific shade and you know you're gonna use it a lot, buy it pre-mixed and a big quantity. You'll save time and effort and be able to focus more on the creating. If you have a moment, go check out my Patreon. I post a lot of behind the scenes in my studio and I would love to have you there. And if you want more inspiration, watch this next.